Welcome back, everyone, to English Podcast with FTJ.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jack, and with me is Jennifer.
Hi, Jack. Hi, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about something very important: polite English words and phrases.
That's right. Using polite words makes your English sound friendly and respectful, and it's very useful in daily conversations.
Exactly. Let's start with a very common word: please.
Oh, yes. Please is simple but very important. For example, could you help me, please?
And you can also say, please pass the salt. It's polite and natural.
And don't forget the shorter form, thanks. It's casual but polite.
Next, we have you're welcome.
Ah, yes. After someone says thank you, you reply, you're welcome.
And if you want to be more casual, you can say, no problem, or don't mention it.
Another polite phrase is excuse me.
Right. You can say it if you want to get someone's attention or apologize lightly. For example, excuse me, can you help me?
Or, excuse me, I'm sorry for bumping into you. It's very useful in daily situations.
Next, we have sorry.
Oh, yes, sorry is important to apologize politely. For example, I'm sorry for being late.
And if it's a small mistake, you can say, sorry about that.
Another phrase is may I.
Exactly. It's very polite when you ask permission. For example, may I open the window?
Or, may I borrow your pen? It sounds much better than just saying, can I?
Another polite phrase is, would you mind?
Ah, yes. You can use it to make requests politely. For example, would you mind helping me with this?
And you can also say, would you mind closing the door? It's very natural.
So far, we've learned please, thank you, you're welcome, excuse me, sorry, may I, and would you mind.
Exactly.
Yes, these phrases are very useful in daily conversations, especially with strangers, teachers, or colleagues.
Let's start with could you.
Oh, yes, it's very polite when asking for help. For example, could you help me with this problem?
And you can also say, could you please pass the book? It sounds much more polite than just saying, pass me the book.
Another polite phrase is, I would like.
Yes, it's great for ordering, requesting, or expressing your preference. For example, I would like a cup of tea, please.
Or in a shop, you can say, I would like to buy this shirt. It's very natural and polite.
Next, let's talk about may I help you?
Ah, yes, this is a polite way to offer help. For example, may I help you with your bags?
And it's perfect for customer service or when talking to someone who might need assistance.
Another useful phrase is, pardon me.
Right. You can say it if you didn't hear something or if you want to politely get someone's attention. For example, pardon me, could you repeat that?
Or if you accidentally bump into someone, you can say, pardon me. It sounds very polite.
Another polite phrase is, I'm afraid.
Oh, yes. You can use it to soften negative responses. For example, I'm afraid I can't come to the meeting today.
Or, I'm afraid this item is out of stock. It makes your English sound very natural and polite.
Another important phrase is, would it be possible?
Exactly. You can use it to make a very polite request. For example, would it be possible to schedule the meeting for tomorrow?
Or, would it be possible to borrow your notes? It's much more polite than just asking directly.
So far, we've learned could you, I would like, may I help you, pardon me, I'm afraid, and would it be possible?
These are very useful phrases that make your English sound respectful and natural. Yes, polite phrases are not just about being nice, they also help you communicate clearly and avoid misunderstandings.
Let's start with would you be so kind?
Oh, yes, this is a very polite way to ask for help. For example, could you be so kind to explain this to me?
And you can also say, would you be so kind to pass the salt? It sounds very respectful.
Another polite phrase is, if it's not too much trouble.
Yes, you can use it to soften your requests. For example, if it's not too much trouble, could you help me with my homework?
Or, if it's not too much trouble, could you check this report? It's very natural in work or school situations.
Next, we have, I would appreciate it if,
Ah, yes, this phrase is perfect for polite requests. For example, I would appreciate it if you could send me the document.
or I would appreciate it if you could be on time for the meeting. It shows respect and politeness.
Another useful phrase is, thank you for your time.
Right. You can say it at the end of a conversation or email. For example, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
And it's perfect for professional situations or when someone has helped you.
Next, we have, would it inconvenience you if...
Ah, yes, this is very polite for making requests. For example, would it inconvenience you if I came a little later?
And it's softer than just asking, can I come later? It's a polite way to show consideration.
Another important phrase is, I hope you don't mind.
Exactly. You can use it when you do something that might affect someone else. For example, I hope you don't mind if I open the window.
Or, I hope you don't mind me asking, but could you help me? It's polite and careful.
So far, we've learned, would you be so kind if it's not too much trouble, I would appreciate it if, thank you for your time, would it inconvenience you if, and I hope you don't mind.
These phrases are excellent for sounding polite in both everyday and professional English.
Yes, these phrases help make your English sound very respectful and natural.
Let's start with, would you mind if?
Ah, yes. This is a polite way to ask permission or make requests. For example, would you mind if I opened the window?
And you can also say, would you mind if I joined your group? It shows consideration for others.
Another useful phrase is, I beg your pardon.
Right. You can use it to ask someone to repeat something or politely apologize. For example, I beg your pardon, could you repeat that?
Or, if you accidentally interrupt someone, you can just say, I beg your pardon. It's very polite.
Next we have, would it be all right if?
Yes, this is great for softening requests. For example, would it be all right if I left a little early today?
And you can also say, would it be all right if I borrowed your notes? It sounds very polite. Another important phrase is, I hope it's not too much trouble.
Exactly. You can use it when asking for help politely. For example, I hope it's not too much trouble, but could you check my work?
And it shows respect for the other person's time and effort.
Next, we have, I would be grateful if.
Ah, yes, this is another polite way to request something. For example, I would be grateful if you could send me the details.
Or, I would be grateful if you could help me with this task. It's formal and polite.
Another phrase is, it would be my pleasure.
Yes, you can say it when you're happy to help someone. For example, it would be my pleasure to assist you.
And it sounds very polite and positive.
Finally, don't forget words like sorry, thank you, please, and excuse me. They're simple but very powerful in polite English. Let's start with, I don't mean to bother you, but...
Oh yes, this is great when you need to ask for help without being pushy. For example, I don't mean to bother you, but could you explain this part again?
And you can also say, I don't mean to bother you, but can I borrow your notes? It shows politeness and consideration.
Another useful phrase is, if you wouldn't mind.
Right. You can use it to politely ask for something. For example, if you wouldn't mind, could you help me with this task?
Or, if you wouldn't mind, please send me the report by tomorrow. It's a very respectful way to request.
Next, let's talk about I hope I'm not disturbing you.
Yes, this is perfect when you need to interrupt someone politely. For example, I hope I'm not disturbing you, but could we talk for a minute?
And it's very natural to use this in both personal and professional conversations.
Another important phrase is, would you kindly?
Exactly. You can use it to politely ask someone to do something. For example, would you kindly send me the meeting agenda?
Or, would you kindly help me with this assignment? It's formal and very polite.
Next, we have if it's convenient for you.
Oh yes, this is great for making polite requests without pressure. For example, if it's convenient for you, could we meet tomorrow?
Or if it's convenient for you, could you review my report? It's a polite way to show respect for someone's time.
Another phrase is, I'd be obliged if.
Yes, this is formal but very polite. For example, I'd be obliged if you could send me the details by Friday.
Or, I'd be obliged if you could assist me with this task. Perfect for professional situations.
So far, we've learned phrases like, I don't mean to bother you, if you wouldn't mind, I hope I'm not disturbing you, would you kindly, if it's convenient for you, and I'd be obliged if. Let's start with, I hope this isn't inconvenient.
Oh yes, this is a very polite way to ask for something without bothering someone. For example, I hope this isn't inconvenient, but could you review my report?
And you can also say, I hope this isn't inconvenient, but could I schedule a meeting for tomorrow? It shows respect for the other person's time.
Another useful phrase is, please accept my apologies.
Right, this is formal but very polite. For example, please accept my apologies for the delay.
Or in emails, you can say, please accept my apologies for any inconvenience caused. It sounds professional and respectful.
Next, we have, would you be so kind as to?
Ah, yes, this is excellent for very polite requests. For example, would you be so kind as to send me the details?
And you can also say, would you be so kind as to help me with this task? It's very formal and respectful.
Another polite phrase is, if it's not an inconvenience.
Exactly. You can use it when asking for help carefully. For example, if it's not an inconvenience, could you check this report?
Or, if it's not an inconvenience, could we meet tomorrow? It's soft and polite.
Next, we have, may I take a moment of your time?
Ah, yes, this is polite when you want to ask someone for a small favor or attention. For example, may I take a moment of your time to discuss the project?
And in casual conversations, you can also say, may I take a moment of your time to ask a question?
Another great phrase is, I would be most grateful if.
Yes, this is formal and very polite. For example, I would be most grateful if you could provide me with the information.
Or, I would be most grateful if you could help me prepare the documents. Perfect for professional emails or requests.
Next, let's talk about with all due respect.
Ah, yes, this is polite when giving a different opinion or suggestion. For example, with all due respect, I think there is another solution.
And you can also say, with all due respect, may I suggest a different approach? It's very careful and polite.
Another important phrase is, I would like to express my gratitude.
Yes, you can use it to thank someone formally. For example, I would like to express my gratitude for your support.
Or, I would like to express my gratitude for your time and assistance. It sounds very professional and respectful.
Finally, remember the small but powerful words, please, thank you, sorry, excuse me, and you're welcome. They form the foundation of polite English.
That's right. Using all these phrases together will make your English sound very polite, natural, and confident in any situation.
Thank you so much for joining us today on English Podcast with FTJ. Keep practicing these polite words and phrases in your daily conversations.
Yes, practice every day, stay polite, and your English will improve quickly.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.